His death was announced by the radio station, which still broadcasts, which said, "In a hobby populated by unusual people, Ronan was more unusual than all of them put together." He was diagnosed with vascular dementia in 2013. O'Rahilly first became known in the emerging swinging London scene of the 1960s, directing Alexis Corner, the blues rocker who fueled the Rolling Stone. He bypassed licensing laws by acquiring an old Danish passenger ferry, anchoring it in the North Sea off Felixstowe, and broadcasting from there. Many DJs would become household names and enjoy successful careers after Caroline, including Tony Blackburn, Johnny Walker, Dave Lee Travis, and Simon D. Walker paid tribute, "Call him an incredible man, number 8230, who made the impossible possible and changed the radio forever." In 1967, an Act of Parliament banned offshore radio stations on the grounds that they did not pay royalties to artists and that their broadcasts could interfere with emergency channels. A number of Radio Caroline DJs have moved to the new Radio 1, which had been influenced by the success of the old and another offshore station, Radio London. Radio Caroline then moved to Dutch waters and continued to broadcast at sea until 1991. ORahilly used Radio Caroline to promote our own philosophy of loving consciousness, which espoused peace and love rather than hate, and even created a group, Loving Awareness, to advance the cause. He also continued his managerial career, including representing James Bond actor George Lazenby. Lazenby paid tribute to ORahilly on Instagram, saying, "Have a good rest, Ronan." Lazenby shared bittersweet memories of how ORahilly convinced him not to contract for several Bond movies, with the franchise passing to Roger Moore. "He was very influential on me when he gave up the role of James Bond in 1969, wrote Lazenby. "Ronan convinced me that Bond was everywhere, number 8230, I risked being part of the establishment." Something he rebelled against. Easy Rider was supposed to be the way to go, and I could make 3 or 4 of these types of movies for each Bond. I wanted to be a free spirit, to make love, not war. Ronan wouldn't let me sign the Bond contract number 8211, kept sending him back number 8230, who knows what would have happened if Ronan hadn't grabbed my brain. But I don't regret a day in my life. ORahilly also produced Lazenby's Universal Soldier, as well as Alain Delon and Marianne Faithfull's The Girl on a Motorcycle. The story of Radio Caroline became the basis of Richard Curtis' 2009 film The Boat That Rocked, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman.